Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are good and utilizing your time. Dear students, yesterday I have sent a video on Google Classroom. I hope you have watched that and you have already also made the important notes from that video. Now, yesterday's video was about letters and especially personal letters or informal letters. Today we are going to write or we are going to understand about the formal letters, okay, and particularly we will understand about the layout of formal letters and the marks distribution in it, okay, and how we will write these things. First of all, let me tell you what are formal letters. So formal letters are like official letters, okay, and in such letters we generally inquiry or do order or transfer of money, reference, request, complaint, apology, okay. So we deal with these subjects, okay, in formal letters. And let me also tell you that in formal letters, okay, we use official language, we do not use intimate words there. We use official language, we use words to the point, we do not speak unnecessary or we do not write unnecessary things in our formal letters. To the point, what is asked, okay, and nothing more than what is asked, okay. In other words, we can say a formal letter is an official letter, okay, where we do not use unnecessary words, okay, and we talk to the person directly to the points, okay. Generally we send this type of letters to official person, like you send this letter to your principal, to your municipal corporation, okay, to publication, okay, to the manager, okay, where we have to talk officially we use formal letters or we write formal letters. What you should remember, that formal letters should be brief and to the point, okay. Do not use, as I told you earlier, that there is no scope for using unnecessary words, okay. So do not use creative or imaginative words there, okay. Then second point, what you should remember that your letters should be very clear, okay. Whenever the reader reads it, they should know exactly what you want, okay. There should be no such words or that creates confusion, okay. So it should be very clear. Then you should also remember that you should always focus and you should always maintain the formal tone, okay. As I told you that there should be no intimate words used there, okay. And lastly, what point you should remember, that be polite in your expressions, okay, because you are writing to a dignified person, to a dignitary. So while writing you should be very polite in expressing your words. Now let's come to the layout and marks distribution of formal letters, okay. So first of all, what you will write, your address, okay. Your address means the person who is sending the letter. Suppose that I am sending the address, then I will write my address and there is no need to write my name there, okay. It is not good thing to write your name in the address while writing the formal letters. So you can write your address in 3 to 4 lines, okay, not more than 4 lines, only 3 to 4 lines are enough. Suppose that I am going to write my address, so I will write first of all my house number. So my house number is 207, okay. Then I will put comma here. Then I will write my area name. So my area's name is Mohalla Kila, or I can write directly Kila. Then in next line I will write street name. So it is New Market, okay. Then in next line I will write the locality name or the city name. So city is Nanpara here, and after Nanpara I will put a dash and write my pin code here 271865. So you should remember there will be no punctuation mark except there, Okay, some people put a punctuation mark after each line, so it is not correct. Okay, you should avoid that. So you will write your address in such a way, okay, in 3 lines, or you can use 4 lines. And you should also remember, whenever you are writing your pin code, it should be come along with the name of your city. Okay, it should never come alone in a line. Okay, then after writing your address, you should leave one line space. Now here you can see, wherever I underline the underline words, that means you have to leave one line space there. Okay, then after leaving writing your address, leaving one line space, then comes date. Okay, you will never write date heading itself. Okay, you will not write date heading directly, you will write date in this format. Suppose that you are writing today, then you will write date this format, 20th May. Now here you can put comma, 20th May comma 2021. Okay, then again you will leave one line space, then comes receiver's designation and address. Okay, so receiver's designation is the post of the person whom you are writing. Suppose that you are writing to the manager of any company, so you will write the manager, it is the post. Okay, or it is the designation, the manager. Okay, then you can put comma here. After writing, then come to next line, then write the address of that particular company. Okay, suppose that you are writing to the Godrej India, so you will write Godrej India. Then in next line you will write address of that company. So suppose that civil lines, and it is in Lucknow, civil lines Lucknow. If you want to put pin code, you can put pin code along with this. Okay, so you can see in first line what I have written the designation, and all in the next 3 lines I have written the address of that company. Okay, so in this way you can write receiver's designation and address. Okay, then after this comes salutation. Okay, in salutation we generally write dear sir or madam. Okay, like in this way, dear sir. Okay, suppose that there is a person who is male, so you will write only dear sir. Okay, and suppose that you don't know whether it is male or female, then you can write dear sir oblique madam, then comma. Okay, if you know that the person is female, then you can write only dear madam, then comma. Okay, after writing this, that means first you have written your address, then you have written date in this format, then you have written receiver's designation and address, then comes salutation. Now there is next thing, that is about subject. Okay, so there is little confusion in it. What is the confusion in it? Or you cannot say confusion, it is up to you. You are allowed either to write subject, or you can leave it in the formal letter in itself. Why I am saying this? Because I have downloaded from council's website specimen letters. Okay, you can also download from there. So I have seen there that there is no subject heading there. Okay, it is up to you. You can write subject heading or you can leave. Okay, and you have you can see here, after every head I have written some marks. After every head I have written some marks, but after subject there is no marks. That means you will know there is subject is not included in marks counting, because we are studying from total English. So in total English the subject is given there, so you can write subject. If you leave subject, there is no problem, you will not get punished, or you will not get penalized for this. Okay, so it is up to you. You can write subject, and if you are writing subject, then please mention the heading subject itself. Okay, write subject heading, then you can put colon and write your subject. Suppose that it is an application for job, so you will write application for job. Okay, and you have to underline it. Okay, so if you are writing subject, write it very carefully, very brief, not okay, it should be very brief, very concise, to the point. Okay, and if you are not writing, there is no problem in it. Okay, then comes next thing that is most important, and it is body of the letter. Okay, so it should be 3 to 4 paragraphs. Okay, and in the first paragraph, what you will write? You will write the main aim. Okay, or suppose that you are going to complain, then in the first paragraph you will say the thing. Okay, say the thing that for what you are writing this letter. Okay, for example, if you are writing a complaint letter to the company, then in the first paragraph you will say it like this: dear sir, in the salutation, then you will say, I want to drag your attention towards my new refrigerator which we have bought previous week. Okay, now we are facing a lot of problems in it. It is not maintaining the temperature, it is not making our things cool. Okay, so you will write in first paragraph your main thing. Okay, then after in second paragraph and second and third paragraph you will elaborate. Okay, you will give further details of that thing. Okay, what you are facing problems. Okay, what are the things that you have faced problem. Okay, so you will write in second and third paragraph your details. Okay, if you are writing 4 paragraph, and in the last paragraph you will say the thing. Okay, so what do you want exactly? Suppose that you want that your refrigerator should be replaced, so you will write there. Okay, so I am in this way, like, kindly replace my refrigerator as soon as possible because we are facing a lot of problems in it. Or if you want to return this, then you can write in the last paragraph, kindly take your refrigerator back to your godown or your shop and give us a new refrigerator. Okay, so in this way you will write body. Okay, so your first paragraph should be the problem means for what you are writing. Okay, in second paragraph you will further elaborate. Okay, and if it needed another, then you can write in third paragraph as well. Okay, in third paragraph, if you are writing only 3 paragraphs, then you will write in third paragraph the main motto, what do you exactly want. Okay, and if you are writing 4 paragraph, then you should write what do you want in 4th paragraph. Okay, next thing, now here you can see this is underlined. That means after writing body you will leave 1 line space, then comes subscription. Subscription means you if you are writing formal letter, then you can write subscription like yours faithfully. Okay, and you will put comma here, or you can write yours sincerely, in small letters, yours sincerely, then comma. Then again you can see here it is underlined, that means you have to leave space here. Okay, then after a subscription you will write signature. Signature means your name. Okay, and your full name. Suppose that I am writing this letter, then I will write my full name here, Amir Murtaza. Okay, at this stage when you write your name here, your letter ends. Okay, so this is the format of or layout of the formal letters. Now let's talk about the marks distribution. Okay, so you can see you will get half marks if you are writing your address properly. Okay, you will get half marks for date if the format of the date is correct. According to this, you are not allowed to write in this way like 25 2021. This is incorrect way. Okay, what is correct way? Correct way is this one. So if you are writing in the proper format, you will get half marks for that. Then if you are writing receiver's designation and address in a proper way, then you will get half marks for that. Okay, now half marks for salutation, okay, half marks for subscription, and half marks for signature. Okay, now for body there are 2 marks for body. If you are writing body properly, okay, properly means you are writing in the 3 or 4 paragraphs, okay, then now you can see half, 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 and this half, it makes 3 marks. Okay, that means for format you will get 3 marks, and then 2 marks for body. Okay, that means 5 marks for format and body. Then what about other 5 marks? These 5 marks are for expression. Okay, expression, how will you express yourself through words, what are the words you are choosing for writing, okay, how beautifully you have organized them, how you arrange these words, okay, okay, what is the tone of the letter, okay, these things contains 5 marks. Okay, grammatical mistakes, okay, punctuations, these comes under expressions. Okay, so if you are using proper expressions, if you are giving the full attention to your letter, then you will get full 5 marks for expressions, and remaining 3 marks for format. Okay, like your address, date, okay, salutation, subscription, signature, 2 marks for the body, and 5 marks for expression. Okay, so in this way you can see, if you are writing in a proper way, then you will get full 10 marks. If you are not doing this then you may be penalized for that. Hope you understood everything. If you have any confusion, you can ask me directly. Thank you. Have a nice day.